Public art is a form of communication, and the streets are like pages out of a story. But have you ever wondered what the significance of a sticker was, the point of the paste up was, or the moral of the mural was? I'm Kristy, Soul Mag's assistant editor. This is Behind the Art. We're with Chris, Robots Will Kill, as he prepares for his solo show at 212 Arts. No rest, no rust. Hey Chris, thanks for joining us today on Behind the Art.
That phrase actually kind of originated a couple years ago when my dad was in the hospital, and people would come visit him in the hospital, but most of them were on their phones and they weren't paying attention to what was going on. They weren't paying attention to him, and I that kind of like irked me. And you know, I would say to them, just be present. You just be with him, even if he can't talk and he can't do anything. Just be present, be there now for him. It's great, you know, that you have this technology and this phone and all this other stuff. But it's good to also just be in the times that when you're with people, you know, and you can enjoy those moments. In the early to like mid '90s, a lot of the paintings I was doing and a lot of the artwork I was doing had the three-dimensional cube that most people know and they all learned in school. I wanted people to have some kind of connection with the work. So that cube then turned into a television and a radio, and those two things, you know, everybody loves too. You know, everybody has some kind of relationship with them. In like the late '90s, it turned into like more of a boxy robot. You know, more of the typical kind of square-headed robot with the antenna. I didn't like doing that one for too long because it didn't feel like it had any kind of emotion. It had no connection to the work or the people who were looking at it. So he slowly turned into the robot that everybody sees now, the simple eyes, the hunched shoulders. It has more of a human quality, you know, and it kind of touches upon an emotion. It wasn't like he was, you know, a loser, but he's, you know, people kind of felt bad for him in a way.
The underdog.
Yeah, he's the underdog. The robot does have a name, you know, it's Po Boy, P-O-B-O-Y. That stands for Prosthetic Organic Bot of Youth. That name came about because the prosthetic was just the idea of the you know, animatronic kind of feeling. The organic is the human feeling for him. You know, the bot, obviously the bot, and youth. I kind of wanted to kind of capture that young feeling in him. For this show, I'm gonna be honest. I went through a lot, and in the past couple of months, you know, I had COVID. I lost my mom to COVID. I lost my mother-in-law in December. There's gonna be a lot of work in it that is a little bit raw for me, you know, and you know, the viewer might not know that. The viewer might not get it. They might, you know, get a different meaning from things, and that's great. You know, you see a robot with a heart. You know, what does it mean? Does that mean that, you know, everybody should, you know, be in love? Does that mean that we should have some friendships? It's whatever they want to view it as. For the show, there's a lot of work that just, it's got a lot of emotion in it, and it was good. It felt good to create it. You know, it was a great outlet, you know, going through so much. It's that idea of just kind of supporting that support group that helped you get where you're at. You know, whether it's some kid, you know, who does stickers in the Midwest, or if it's, you know, some famous artist. You know, when you fall down, you know, you should have people who can pick you back up. And, you know, that's important, you know, and if you cut those people out because, you know, you've made it to some point, you know, you're not going to be able to get back up one day. June 10th, I have the No Rest, No Rust show at 212 Arts. Then I have a solo show in August at Strange Cat Gallery, August 6th, down in Tampa, Florida. Then in September, I have a solo show out in London at Stowe Gallery. And then actually a show at Clutter Gallery up in Beacon, New York. Then in January, I have a solo show at Rotafugi out in Chicago. And then in March, I have a solo show in Hong Kong. A few other toys, a few other vinyl projects that I can't really mention. And actually, then I'm going to have a piece in the show June 10th. It's going to be a bronze piece that I can give you a sneak peek at if you want.
Oh, we're intrigued. Okay, Chris, you're the busiest man in show business.
Chris RWK at most social media, at Robots Will Kill. We're archiving the actually original Robots Will Kill website right now with all the old graffiti and stuff like that on it. But as far as like my personal work, at Chris RWK, merchandise, RWK shop. Those are the best places.
You've been on Soul's third cover in 2016. We've done articles, podcasts, and now we thank you for joining us on Behind the Art.
Thank you. I really appreciate all the support that you guys have shown over the years. I mean, going back to, you know, that first cover and the podcast, I mean, the support has been, you know, incredible, you know, and I appreciate that. And it goes back to support those who support you. I mean, you know, anytime anything's going on and I can help promote, I will. And thank you to everybody who's has supported it, you know, and supported me over the years and come to the shows and, you know, bought merch or just even likes or comments online, whatever.
Just thank you, everyone.
Thank you to everybody. Seriously.
Well, the show is No Rest, No Rust, Thursday, June 10th. And we say support those who support you, and we are sold out. Thank you, Chris.
Thank you. It's a bronze sculpture done in the lost wax process.
Is it very heavy?
Yeah, it's about 20 pounds.
It looks like solid gold.
It's the from Raiders of the Lost Ark. It's the golden item.
If you'd like to see it, you have to go to 212 Arts, and that'll be on June 10th from 6 to 9:30. Thanks, Chris.